But I didn't come down for her. I came down for him really.
From whom to whom?
I came down to see my uncle.
Your uncle.
I wasn't. My aunt wasn't my cup of tea. When my uncle went, and I went down to.
Yes. What it was that? What county? What town? What town?
Oh, that's Brighton and Hove.
Brighton and Hove. Yes.
Yeah, and then they had something at Eastbourne, and it was something to do, and then the cremation and all that. And anyway, I hadn't been that way, and of course I said, well, where's the memorial? And he said we got our own memorial up on the Downs, but
Yes.
I never did find out quite where
Right.
it is, but I probably could if I wanted to look at it.
Yes.
And anyway, and when she passed away, none of our family went.
Oh, one of
And,
your family
and
went.
then I clean forgot all about it. She
Mm.
said, he said my mother's gone, and I was busy doing my odd jobs,
Yes.
and I thought, was it worth going down? And I just didn't interest because it wasn't her to go. Wasn't in, that wasn't my concern really.
Yes.
But like you said, isn't it strange, isn't it? You sometimes contact another time of one part of the family you don't want to know.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, maybe.
Aye.
But then, of course, my cousin Derry was on his own. He had a big family.
Yes.
And one of them has got the old house at Brighton today, which is in, I told you, Brighton in Hove, they live in Hove.
Yes, Brighton and Hove.
Hove and Southwick is just on the border there. And I did go down there once, but I don't think I'll bother again.
Yes, Brighton and Hove.
I could get there quite easily. It's only a bus from the Brighton station.
No.
And
But you see the beach, the whole beach down there. You see the beach.
I don't. Where they live in, it's behind the wreck, but
Oh, the wreck. Oh, the
but
Brighton
you
and
can
Hove.
still see where
Yes,
the
the
line
family.
used to go down past the power station or whatever.
Yes.
And we used to go off to. We used to go further down the road. It's just like a bit
Yes.
further along. There's another little place.
Yes.
And you can sit there, and it's got its own little
Yes.
beach. It's got its own little place, and further
Right.
along, of course. Further along, you got the where the boats go and everything. So it's interesting bits.
Yes.
But like you said, and then of course, I went down to Shoreham, which is a bit further, and there's an old works at the back, which used to be the railway.
Yes.
And my uncle said about it, and
Yes.
so I said, well, what side are you connected with? And he said, in my works, he said, I'm Shoreham, not Brighton, really. So what they've done, they put a memorial to the boys.
Yes.
My uncle's not in the Brighton list, he's in the Shoreham list. And the memorial still stands today.
Yes.
But like you said, but they got a lovely little harbour and everything, Shoreham, man.
Yes.
And it's a bit quiet, a bit better than Brighton, really. And it's just
Yes.
on the road there, and I thought, and when I was down there, I went down to see where there's another little line that used to come off, and I sat out there, out in the front, and at the back was a church, and it was lovely and quiet.
Yes.
And you could sit out there quite comfortably. There was quite a few people. I mean, it's still a town, but it's not. But it certainly didn't have all that Brighton push on it, and it was
Yes.
just up the road. So one day I was here. I thought, well, I don't know. I'll go down the coast, and I got a ticket all the way. And I thought, well, I know that's.
Yes.
So it made me a nice day break. That did. And just one of those things. I came out the road and said.
Yes.
They said, oh, we can get you a ticket. But I wasn't expecting anything. It was just, well, they come out of the blue, that was. So I thought, well, I'll just get fed up for the day. I'll go somewhere.
Yes. That was.
And so I ended up at Shoreham, and I got back. There was no problem. You go into Brighton, change at Brighton, and then you work your way back again.
Mm.
But like you said, but it was quite a break. I haven't done that for a long time now.
Yes.
But it was a lovely
And
day,
you
and
should have done.
it was one of these bright days, and I'm not joking. No rain, nothing. And you just sat down there on a restaurant or a place near the beach, and it made a nice break.
Yes.
And you hadn't got all that hassle getting into Brighton. That's
Yes.
what they did. You got the train on another train. You just went back into Brighton station, and then you just walked the platform between one platform and another. But you were straight in, so you hadn't got all that hill walking up from Brighton Beach.
Yes.
You know, but I haven't been there. They had a master board there one time a day, but that's all changed now.
Mm.
And I was told there's a small museum there, but I didn't get. You know, but they are. I thought of bringing the bell thing, but I don't know when that's coming back. That all went sideways after the trouble,
Yes.
and we haven't heard much since.
Mm.
But I do run into a few of them. I'll have Anthony's one. We'll see what if there's any more, if he's heard any more.
Mm.
But it was a COVID they'd done. They wanted to finish something, and then they were going to put it on mainline trials.
On the train.
Yeah, they was going to run it and test it, and nothing came off. Nothing came off about it.
Yes.
Either they run out of money, or they didn't fit out.
Yes.
But nobody knew how much it would be to run it.
Mm.
But I was told in some places that it's almost a new engine because the original engine was nearly worn out, and they don't know what happened to it.
Yes.
And the whistle had a special type of whistle that in the end people forgot what the bloody thing sounded like.
Mm. True.
So, it might turn up yet, we just don't know.
Mm.
There's 4 of them are completely shells that have been used for something else, but I can't see them spending a few thousand bringing them up, let alone service them. Huh?
Mm. How many thousands do you spend?
What?
How much thousands do you spend?
On a coach like that, quite a few thousand per coach.
Oh.
You're talking, you know, there's quite a lot, and then
Yes.
the driver in the cab sits very. They've altered the cab, the seat. They're going to keep the seat system, but it's really a modern cab. You just fold up the door,
Yes.
fold up the seats, all the equipment,
Mm.
all fitted inside now.
The equipment.
Yeah, and it's everything. It's everything. We actually had a look, and they were testing it out one day when we was up Midland. So, but somebody was looking when it would come in service, but no more was heard of it at the moment.
Mm.
And there's 4 coaches, and they managed to do it in quite well. They kept it up at Barry Hill, which is in further north, which is Chesterfield.
Chesterfield.
And that's what I said. You go through Chesterfield, and there's up there.
Yes.
But they've now sent it all to Crewe now.
Yes.
And I don't know what they're doing. Somebody said there's 3 of the coaches were just outside, 2 were inside.
Yes.
And no more hadn't any more heard. And I was asking somebody, says, well, when's another open day? Well, July, August.
Yes.
You might hear something, or what. But what they was hoping to take them down to Eastleigh.
Yes.
And then they could test them on the main line, 3rd rail. But I'm still connected with the society, but.
You have the stuck.
I'm still connected.
Connected.
I could still phone him, and I could still connect and see what that's doing.
I have it.
I got his personal business card in there.
Yes.
I know him pretty well. But I haven't heard much lately.
Yes.
Partly I kept in touch with my uncle, that's how I told you.
Yes.
And so every now and again we come out with a thing, and well, you probably see a couple of mugs around sometimes.
Yes.
But what's going to happen to anything? But they did keep one for something.
Yes.
I don't know what's on now.
Oh, it's this film.
Oh
yeah. Futuristic. And too much the old kung fu. You remember the old kung fu? They go and watch it. Patata pipo pipo. They go beep 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 beep. So it's like that, but the robots. The old kung fu films.
Well, see, there's too many coming. So what she's done is she's fired it over the top.
Yes, who farted over the top.
Instead of firing at the thing, she's fired them over the top.
Yes. Aye.
Whether it's a good thing, you just don't know.
Yes.
Because it's only,
Aye.
It's all scientific stuff.
Yes.
There's nothing in there. When they look it out, there's, and the look of the cover.
Yes.
That's another woman fighting another woman.
A woman?
That's under that mask. I bet you'll find it's a woman, not a man. Because you can tell by the shape of the.
Yes.
The shapes. But like you said, it's not a.
Yes.
See, when she does that, see there, it's like a hand.
Yes.
It's clever how they do it.
Yes, it's all stuff down there, all the stuff. Oh, this is lottery, postcode lottery. A lot of people's winning the lottery. Shit. The postcode lottery.
Oh yeah.
12 monthly subscriptions, £12 monthly. So you spend £12 monthly, and then you can win over £50,000 or no money.
It is a gamble. I mean,
it's a gamble. Yes, when they first start the lottery in 90s, 97 or something like that, when I used to work, I used to work 2003, and they're talking about the gamble lottery. They went to a prison place, and ladies gamble money, and they won a lot of money, 50,000. Lucky ladies.
Yeah, but it's.
And it's paper celebrando.
Yeah, but it's a big gamble. But what they're thinking.
People's winning.
I don't know, but you said.
There's a lot of postcodes. There's lots.
And the post people said.
Yes.
That they won't need a sorting office because it's going to be all sorted straight out. It's going to be computerised sorting.
Yes.
Now all they got to do. Yes. He will be collected and delivered, she said. And I thought myself, there's no guarantee that you're going to keep a job then. And the joke was, I said, we were talking about the little van, which is hardly any a size at all.
Yes.
And she said, we've still got one in the depot.
A little van at the depot?
They've still got one of these little vans they keep in the depot.
The vans, yes.
And she goes I see her occasionally in the morning, go down and she stops and gets something to eat sometimes.
That's good.
And she said now all sorting will be done by automation. And they won't need the people in the sorting offices.
Yes, all right.
There's no tell about work for people when they get older for life.
Yes.
A lot of people won't have, no guarantee whether they have a job tomorrow or not.
That's true.
And one job you could be doing half a dozen other jobs.
Yes, there's a lot of jobs, mate.
There's no guarantee, and there's me trying to encourage the people, the youngsters, put something in, get yourself, build up a package.
Yes.
And reinvest in everything else, and there's them trying to find a job, let alone find the money to invest it.
Yes.
And it confuses them, and to say, well, you ain't got. But a lot of that, you got to keep that on a regular basis. You can't just suddenly say, well, I got £50 this month.
£50
and
is enough.
I've got to find £50
Well, no.
next month.
Yeah, but the government pays for the people who don't have money, the benefits.
And some of it you can get, but you've got to have that flowing and also an interest as well. And a lot of mine you pay over so many years, and then you build it back from there.
Yes.
I mean, but it doesn't give you it doesn't give you a great deal.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know about.
it's a bit of a life scramble because you don't know yourself how long you're going to be or long in life. You just don't know.
Life is.
You don't know. But my sister, she thought she could get as old as grandma, and there is something tells me it's not going to be Mary, my oldest sister, because she
Yes.
went in her 50s.
Oh.
And I can see her,
Yes.
I could see her and me in our 80s.
Your 80s.
And I can see my
90s.
sister, I don't know who's going to win, but my sister gets very old and tired,
Yes.
but what you mean is,
Yes.
but I could see my sister getting into her 80s, but, and Sharon, well, I could see her
Yes.
well into her 70s, but she's a long way yet from there.
Yes.
But it's going to be touch and go, and some say that I could make late 80s,
Yes.
but the chance of 90s is a very open concern. But I could see my sister getting into the mid 80s.
Yes.
My Maggie, I could see her getting into 80s. No, trouble. I know she's the tiredness. She does a lot for the WI, but
Yes.
and they've all got some in the problem with the leg, but that is not going to stop age. It just
Yes.
depends on their heart and how things looked after.
Yes.
But both of us will be.
Yes.
I could see myself. I with a bit of push, I could last another 5-10 years, but chances are after that, depending how things go.
True.
And I'm not putting into anything, but I could see that quite plainly. I mean, the reason a lot it is because nothing has affected us.
Yes.
If you know what I mean, it's because sometimes it's to do with your lifestyle. It doesn't help.
Yes.
But with me, there's nothing in my lifestyle that's affected me.
You are lucky, man. In some ways.
But it's left me the weakness in the leg, which is in the family anyway.
You get benefits to have the varicose veins. You get some benefits for that.
Not a great deal. You get it. There might be a few. They do few things, but like you say, and there's no point in saying take me tablets tonight because I've had all them. I'm just waiting for the chemist to see what the other.
For that disability, they give you some money, yes or no?
What?
For that disability, they give you money, yes or no?
Not as they haven't given the allowances might be different, and like you said.
Okay, you have a disability. What is low, medium, or big?
Disability, well.
Yes, what is low, medium, or big? You receive money for disability from the government.
Yeah, but it would only be low or medium to me. It's not.
So it's low or medium. How much do you receive per month for that?
I don't know myself personally.
You don't know it yourself. Do you look at your account and your prices and your bank checks and everything?
There is a small amount, but I don't know how much or anything.
Do you have a bank bill? You have a bank?
Yeah, well, you do. I get a little bit some things in general, but like you said, most of my things are all heavily investment things. There's not.
You're still in investments. What is this? You still invest in the stuff. You still in investments.
Yeah, I still invest.
And you receive money from the investments.
I still get that. Yeah.
How much do you get?
Quite a bit.
Okay, show me.
No, I don't have to show you all that.
Why you don't want to show me? I want to learn from the best. I want to learn from you.
No, I don't say. But a lot of the things is you put it in. My things goes in. It's like if you put the money in the Peru over a long time, it's depending on how old you are, on how long you put it in for.
Yes, so 5 years.
Per year that they pay on, they work so much every month.
So if you put, I don't know, £5,000 to for 5 years investment, how much money they give you every month?
It varies. It'd be a few hundred out of that. It all depends on what values they take and what it isn't.
Well, I mean, for me it's Santander because they don't allow me other flipping bank. There is a phone thingy, but they are not allowed to.
The only thing is depending on what age you put it in. Mine all went through mine all goes through the Peru things, but I've got they pay offshore amounts and everything, but that goes in for 10 to 15 years, and then they work on a lot of things, and also they pay that if you retired early, that helps you out, and also that when if you passed away, that's also covered in.
They give it to your family. To your family.
When you pass away, that's partly paid as well. So
yes,
some don't do all that.
So you're gonna give it all to your family.
Yeah, but that's what it is, and then you.
Yes.
But like you said, it's a lot of those things are 10 to 15 years.
Yes.
I don't know what age do they cut off, or what age do they start?
Yes.
That's the way you got to watch.
So how much do you have invest?
Oh, quite a bit.
£10,000, £15,000, £50,000.
Oh, that's probably between the 10, isn't it? 10, 15.
No, £10,000, £15,000 investment. And what do you have invest? And what do you invest? And what do you invest that money?
It's what you put in over it's stocks and so.
But where do you spend it? What do you invest it on?
Spend it. You don't spend it. It goes in stocks and what the market is.
So who doing that? The bank doing it for you?
Yeah, it just goes through. It goes all through the stock exchange, the whole lot. It doesn't touch the banks.
Yes. So you got to prove. You said you want to invest the money. You put £5,000, £10,000 for 5 years.
What you could do that way, or with me, it used to start up at £300 a month when I was a kid, but I'm not working that now. They would probably put you, and then a percentage over so many years, and what they're willing to pay you, and what comes back every month. And all things, and what the market is in general.
So every time when you used to invest, every month you receive a paycheck, or yearly you receive a paycheck for money.
Yeah.
Wow. And then how much tax do you have to pay for that? How much?
Well, you pay a small bit of tax, but like you said.
And do you have to pay the rent as well?
Oh yeah, you still. That's a council thing. That's a different matter, but.
Yes, but now the law says the people from the benefit system, they are allowed to watch, to have your bank account details, how much money you have, how much goes in, how much money goes down, and if you lost your benefits, to pay the some taxes, and to pay, you will still paying consul tax.
Yeah, it's all worked. It's all gone through.
But you're still paying consul tax. No, it's working or not, but you're still paying consul tax.
You'll still pay all your other things. I mean that.
What other things do you pay?
Well, I just said you paid all. You still pay your normal things. That your investment thing is completely different. That.
Yes, but they don't go, because now if you go into benefits, they say how much money you have in investments,
well, and they've already worked that out. I mean,
all right, but then they conjugate that, and they say if you have more than 16,000, you have to pay money in taxes. So you have to pay, people have to pay, when I had that, when I used to work on one notch, I had to pay £45, £47 every month.
Yeah, well, that's what it said, but it's everything that comes
But then
out.
I have to
They
pay
know
some
it.
rent as well,
Yeah,
extra.
but they know all what goes in and out. I mean,
Yes.
so don't ever think that. I mean,
But you think it's a good risk to have an investment like that?
well, it is in the sense of the word. And another thing, if you pass away tomorrow, all your expenses are paid. I mean, I haven't got.
Yes, who cares about the things? You go in a box, put me down in the land, and little won't see
And
me
what
and the
they I've
bells.
tried now,
Aye?
they got a new system now
Yes.
that you don't have all that at all. You can go. That's what happened to Bob. Bob, we call Bob.
Yes.
Not this Bob, so one of the Bobs.
Yes.
And he had money invested in all sorts of things. And
Yes.
anyway, what it was, and he said, "I'm not paying for anything. If where they want to put me, they put me."
Yes.
And that was just a friend.
Yes.
And he used to make money. He actually he had title behind him. I didn't realise he had title. He was a sir somebody, but nobody ever took much notice. And he was a teacher,
He was a
in
teacher.
his own way. Anyway, many years we looked at it, and he had this property. He put money in property, and I had a job with him for quite a while. He found me some work,
Yes.
and anyway, when he passed on, and then she was said, "Oh, I don't know." Well, she went a bit silly, and she went in the home. But what I'm saying, he sold it to this young couple.
Yes.
And anyway, and what he was saying, he says, "Well, I don't want anybody to do anything. When I go, I want it a straight criminal and do it. And there's a place where you can,
Aye.
and there's no fuss, no playing." And Bob anyway,
Yes.
he managed to do it.
Mm.
And do you know that was all done?
Yes.
And there's places where they call it open cemetery.
They pay.
And you can get it, and it's now coming a bit more popular because
Yes.
it keeps expenses down. And there's some families which
Yes.
I could tell you wouldn't be in that category. They could do it,
Yes.
but they would give them.
Yes.
It's got to be. I think it goes through a minister, but it doesn't go. You haven't got the church or nothing, and it's just open. But there's specialised places. It's like I've got my ashes, say here and there. In my sense of but my ashes will be packed and will be in the box.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is basically, scattered ashes, in other words, and some could go in a box. But what I'm trying to tell you, this open thing is just like an open place connected, and it could be anywhere. And they said you could pay in a certain amount every month.
Yes.
And this will cover you completely. And Bob says it could be no minister, just somebody personally, and next to nothing. And it's just an open ground where you can scatter. And there is places now, and they're finding people with a limited income.
Yes.
That they prefer to do it in this particular way.
Yes,
And I have heard it's now more popular than anything, and it hasn't got to go through a church. It hasn't got to go, but it's got to be approved.
Yes.
Well, probably a minister will do it, but he will come under an open ministry.
Yes.
And what the rector would do, he would just it would be a form of like scattering. You could get somebody.
Yes.
But he hasn't got to be. And they said, and you can be, but you will nowhere near where you might want to go. So it's got one weakness. It's got one weakness. They have special places in the country, and that's it. So if it might not be around here, or we got one in Guildford, we got one in Tunbridge, and that would be it, and things like that. They've only got certain areas, but there is places like that. but
Yes.
but like I said, it's just an open choice. There isn't anything out of the ordinary, and you can get it. But it said
Yes.
it's now people paying a small amount each month,
Yes.
what they reckon, and that grows and grows, and it just reassures people.
Yes.
There is no set pattern. A family, they got you could be without family where you want to go,
Yes.
and you don't know, but they only have certain places where they can do it.
Yes.
And there was talk about it. This might sound odd to you.
Yes.
There was talk about where they were going to have one in this area.
Area of what?
And
What one?
Sandridge was going to have something.
Yes. What thing?
This open cemetery.
Oh, a cemetery.
And what they were talking about, two
Yes.
places came up, and I don't know what the end of that is.
Yes.
One was the top of Gosden Hill,
Yes.
but I don't know where the farmer agreed to. It's down the road that goes, what we call the old road,
Yes.
and down there, and I don't know whether the farm field allowed it or what. It's the old rough road where it used to come off. You get to get to top of Godson Hill, and there's a road. One goes this side, and the other old road goes down the back with the farm. And it was talking about over there. And then there was the other place was talking about was O'Fire's place.
Yes.
Over there, but no more. We haven't heard no more about it. They was going to keep over the back where they did some excavating. They found some oil or gas. I don't know what they found over there.
Yes.
And they was talking about that some of that land could go for, like you say, for that.
For how much money?
I don't know that. I don't know what the agreement came out of anything. But at the present moment, both of those, and because Gosden said church was filling up, what can they? Where they have? Can they go? And that's what started that off. But I haven't heard anything. And somebody who's in the know told me. He said they could do that 5 years, 10 years later, and they could still be talking about it, or they suddenly could do it tomorrow.
Yes.
And that is, as far as we're concerned, we haven't heard anything since. Whether that's, but like you said, that's basically Sandridge's idea, but we just don't know. But it is getting short. But nobody, this said this could go on for 5 or 10 years, and sometimes it's pending. And the big mistake they've just made, which is stupid, and they said that the council's going to get a good ticking off for it.
What?
Because when they was going to build this new town, right near the motorway, and they run short of money. Matter of fact, that's in the that's in the in one of their brochures come out. Huh?
Yes.
And what it is, they said, oh, we could put a small amount there because it could be benefiting to the motorway. And what they found out is
what they find?
What they found out, and there's going to be a big row over it, because the reason of it is they say if we let it through, it means that any open plan, right? Any more open plan that they can expand Oxted and take in more land and make a bigger place of it. They could take any land and make it into a town or a village. And there is nothing to stop them. And all this ground, open space, some of the open space could be open to other developers, and you could get more houses here than you'll ever had before.
Oh yes, because they want to construct some houses down there in Oxted.
I know, but what you mean, and also they wanted. It sounds stupid, but they also wanted to build houses up near the short pits.
They want to do it.
And it's stupid down there because that old lane won't take the traffic. As you know, it's too narrow.
Well, perhaps they can go a new lane to go to the 825 from there.
I know, but
But
what do you
it's scary
mean
because
is,
the noise. You go zzz, zzz,
but the trouble is, it was all because of this South Godston,
Mm,
this motorway connection. You know what they said.
yes.
It's failed, and they said if they had the best way
Yes.
would have stopped it in the first place. Now they've opened it to other developers,
Mm,
and God knows, is it a good thing or a poor thing? And the council said they said they might open up a can of worms. In other words,
yes.
and that's what they're afraid of. Huh? But there's going to be a lot more talked about at the next meeting. Huh?
Yes.
That they think that they made a bloody mistake, and the inspector
Mm.
has probably said, "Well, you made that mistake. Now you can lie on it."
Who wanted to commit the mistake?
In other words, Sandwich has made a mistake because it might allow more developers in where you're trying to keep open space.
Well,
But whether it's a good thing or a
the
poor
developers-
thing, it won't affect me or you. But it's not. In other words, they might be held not to maintain what they wish to do in the first place. In an open thing where before, because if a big town is near the motorway, people will use, and you could lose valuable other land that you could use it for something else. In other words, you've opened another a generation with a. In other words, you can make more houses, and which do you want that type of thing to happen?
Yes.
And their old policy is that they wanted it some to happen, but not on the scale it may happen. Right?
Yes.
So whether there's any truth in that, that's the latest in the Tandridge thing, book thing come out.
Yes.
But that's the gamble you'll take. It's not going to affect me or you. It's going to affect, several other generations on.
Yes.
But in me or you, it wouldn't probably mean nothing at all. You mean to say you've done your whack,
Yes.
and I done mine. But that's the attitude. In other words, you're not keeping to the policies which you're set, and it'll probably come out on the top council meeting.
Yes.
So in other words, there'll be a few flies flying.
Will be things.
But that's the modern